Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanished Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanas. This is episode 216, season 9. Today's date is May 2nd, 2023, and welcome to the show. On today's program, I will talk about Victoria Station restaurants, and then next, I will talk about singer Gordon Lightfoot. He just passed away yesterday. I will talk about my memories of listening to him on the radio and records. That's a shame, talented singer. And I will do a wrap up of past posts on my Vanished Chicagoland Facebook page. So I got a jam-packed show today. Okay, before I begin, we will go into commercial. And this commercial is brought to you by Comtrex Cold Medicine. And this commercial is from 1983. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the program. Thank you, everyone.
Comtrex relieves the whole cold.
Tristan didn't relieve my cough.
But Comtrex relieves the whole cold.
Contact didn't do anything for my aches, pains, and fever.
But Comtrex relieves the whole cold.
Bayer didn't help my nasal congestion, runny nose, or coughing.
But Comtrex relieves the whole cold. That means Comtrex works on nasal and sinus congestion, runny nose, sneezing, coughing, watery eyes, sore throat, nasal drip, headache, fever, pain, every major cold symptom. Comtrex, it relieves the whole cold.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Comtrex. This product I believe, is still around. I haven't paid attention when I visit the drugstore. There's so many medicines out there. But this one was very prominent in the 80s. I remember the commercials they aired during primetime television. Believe me, when you have a cold, it is not a fun time to have it. It's awful. Runny nose, coughing, sneezing, you're achy. Oh, terrible. It's stuffy. You can't speak well. You're like, like that. Hot tea is the best. Also, chicken soup. Like that. So that's a nice going back to 1983, and they have that. I remember the slogan of this. It relieves the whole cold medicine. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned what I'm going to talk about on today's program. But before I get started, I want to say something. Yes, on Sunday, in the afternoon, that is, I went to an event. And it was, those were the days of radio program. They held it at the Framemakers store in Westmont, Illinois. And they were doing it in honor of the radio host. His name is Ken Alexander. He passed away about a couple of years ago or something like that, 1 or 2. And this was the first time I went there. And another reason why I went there, they had Riverview Park memorabilia on display, also some items on sale. And you know me, as Vanished Chicagoland, this piqued my interest and my curiosity, and I had to go there and see it. Plus, enjoy and listen to the radio, listen to the the tribute to Ken Alexander, and it started at 1 o'clock, and it was very lovely. The hosts were Chuck Shaden. You remember him from Those Were the Days. He's retired now. Also, Steve Darnell. He hosts the show. He hosts the radio show. It's on Saturday mornings from 1 to 5 on WDCB 90.9. FM. I've listened to the program on occasion, whenever I can. I love the show. I really do. They have old radio shows. I know I'm a geek at this stuff. And they were doing a tribute to him, and they did like a radio script, like a show like that. And they were talking about Ken Alexander, and some other people were talking about him that worked at the radio station with him. And he had some funny anecdotes, some funny stories like that. I met some new people there. A few people recognized me immediately because on my Facebook page, and that was very sweet. That was very nice. And also, they had the moon. It was like the photo gallery moon, where you sit down and it's a crescent moon, and that was at at the Riverview Park, amusement park. So I asked a young man to take a picture of me. I always wanted, and I got a chance to sit at it. And I posted this on Facebook. Let's see, late Sunday or early Monday morning, and a lot of people loved it because a lot of people had their own photos, or their parents, their grandparents, great grandparents that sat in there when Riverview Park was in operation. That was kind of cool to see. And once the radio show was over, they served ice cream and cake. It was nice, and I met Chuck Shaden and Steve Darnell for the first time. Well, actually, Chuck Shaden, I met him before when he had the Metro Golden Memories store that was located on the northwest side of Chicago. But that was in the 80s. That was a long time ago. He didn't remember me, but he does know me on Facebook, so that's good. And so does Steve. But it's the first time I met him. Very nice man, very nice guy. And he makes you feel like he's so friendly like that. And it's amazing. He's about my age, so he talks about radio shows like that. Oh, and as for the Riverview memorabilia, they had some books, DVDs. I have them already, a couple books. What I noticed, they had a photo album with Riverview Park photos in color. Oh, that was cool. That was awesome. I loved that. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I couldn't put it down. I just couldn't put it down. I just looked through it. You know, all the rides, the bobs, the flying turns, the carousel, the bug house. You name it, they had it all. And the man who I can't, his name was Bill. I can't think of his last name at the moment. He gave me a couple of photos. One was a rare photo of the Jackrabbit roller coaster. It was there in the early days of Riverview Park, but a lot of people forgotten about that. I will post that photo soon, and you will see. That would be kind of nice. Also, another photo of the Kids Bob. That's the Bob's roller coaster. It was just for children. That was kind of nice like that. And the man this man Bill, he was a very nice man. We talked. He was amazed by my memories, not memories, but my knowledge of Riverview Park. I have most of it, but the park closed when I was 3 years old. But I read history of that. I couldn't stop reading about it. And it was a lovely afternoon. I really had a good time. You know, like I said, I met some new people, and it was fascinating. It really was. Kind of a rainy afternoon, but that sort of set the tone like that. And so that was great. That really was. So thank you, everyone who have held the event there. I appreciate it. It was I enjoyed it. I really did. Okay. Oh, by the way, the moon is still available through the summer. So if you have a chance, if you're in Westmont, Illinois, go to the Freemakers store. That's at 10 Cass. I don't know if it's South Cass Avenue or North Cass Avenue. It's by the railroad tracks. just go there for a visit and sit by the moon, or you can call them. I don't have the phone number, but you can find it online. Give them a call and ask. It is there. Um, I don't remember the man's name, but it is. There's a sign that explains everything about the moon that was held at Riverview Park. It's kind of cool, like that. Okay. All right, on to the show. Right now. I'm going to talk about Victoria Station restaurants. Somebody mentioned this. Sent me an email, and he said, "Why don't you talk about this place?" And I said, "Okay, I will do that. I have a history of that. I'm going to be honest with you. I have never went there. Never. When I was a little kid, I remember seeing this somewhere, and maybe in the newspapers or maybe a postcard, but I never visited there. I never dined there. So I will explain right now. So it was a steakhouse restaurant, and it was railroad themed. And that was founded in April 1969 in San Francisco, California. The men that founded they were Robert Freeman, Peter Lee, and Richard Bradley. And they all got together, and they opened this restaurant, and it consisted out of 5 boxcars and 2 cabooses. And that was located at the Embarcadero. That's a famous tourist attraction over there. I've passed by, I've never seen it. I've been to San Francisco maybe once. Yeah, one time I went there. And it was a hit. It really was. And then it just expanded, And the restaurant was loosely based, on London's Victoria Station. Okay, and like the decor. So you're like on a like you're on a train. And on every entry platform to each restaurant was a London-style phone booth. And I found the menu of the place. So I'm going to read the items, what they had. So here we go. For example, platform 1 had a salad bar. It was called the baggage cart salad bar, or station master soup. So they had that. Okay, platform 2. It was their famous roast prime rib. It was beef. So it's like that. It's not separate. The platforms is separated by the menus. I just want to verify that. Don't get confused. It's not by the carts. Okay. So they had prime rib. They had beef ribs, top sirloin. They had hamburgers, teriyaki chicken, shrimp Victoria, and soup, Southport Seafair, all kinds of seafood, like for example, sole. That was with sole stuffed with crab, shrimp, and cheese. Well, that sounds good. I'm not a big fish person, but that's okay. And you also had a combination of all those items I just mentioned. Okay. Platform 3 was like stuffed mushrooms and served in a skillet. Also zucchini squash, long grain rice. These are side dishes. Baked potato trimmings and Wimbledon fries. So it's very English like that. And platform 4 was dessert. You have New York style cheesecake with fruit topping, chocolate mousse, and whatever beverage you would like to order: coffee, tea, milk, soft drinks, anything like that. Okay. And they did open in Chicago later on. I don't know exactly when. Probably mid-70s, something like that. I found an ad from 1980 of the 4 locations that were in the Chicagoland area. And I'll read them off to you. And here we go. The first one was in Northbrook, Illinois, at 200 North Skokie Boulevard. The second one was at Niles, 7800 Caldwell Avenue. That's North Caldwell, or as it was Caldwell. I think it's North. Yeah, it's either. I'm not sure. Okay, the third one was in Schaumburg, Illinois, at 675 Mall Drive. And the last one was in Villa Park, at 298 West Roosevelt Road. Okay. And let's see. So somehow they had some financial difficulties in the mid 80s, and then they closed, in Chicago and other locations in the United States. They would, so they started selling them like that. And then someone bought them, and then they restructure it, and wasn't the same like that. And then it went out of business in 1992. And the last remaining restaurant was in Salem, Massachusetts, and that was in December of 2017, not too long ago. And then, but they had a chain in Malaysia, according to some sources. I don't know if you're in Malaysia, help yourself if you want to go. Like that. But a lot of people remember the food and the atmosphere, and like you're boarding a train. They enjoy it. From what I understand, the food was pretty good, according to some people. I'm glad about that, but it's a shame I haven't dined there, because that was sounded like a very interesting concept, for that at the time, like that. Okay. All right. So next up, I will talk about singer Gordon Lightfoot. His death was announced yesterday. He died, May 1st, 2023. He was 84 years old. He was a singer-songwriter, guitarist, and he sang folk music. He was born in Ontario, Canada. That's where he got his start. I saw a video on YouTube, and he was interviewed by Alex Trebek of Jeopardy because they were both from Ontario. And it was kind of cool. It was Alex Trebek didn't have the mustache, and Gordon Lightfoot didn't have the beard. They were so young, and it was a very interesting interview like that. And Gordon Lightfoot had so many songs. He sang so many that are still popular to this day, and they're played on the radio all the time. And I listened, so my memories of him was listening on the radio. Like, for example, in the 70s was WLS AM and FM, or WFYR. Remember that 103.5? Or I don't know about not WLAK now. Just like the adult contemporary stations like that, but mostly WLS and WFYR like that. And can't think of another radio station. So I'm gonna read the songs that he's best remembered. He started singing songs around in the 60s, but they were not well known in the United States. They were mostly in Canada. I listened to a couple of them. They were pretty good. But let's see. The first first number one hit was "If You Can Read My Mind." So that was a cool song like that. Others were "Beautiful." It's a beautiful love song like that, and they played that. One of his biggest hits was "Sundown." Oh, I love that one. Every time you heard the first verse of that, that's a classic. No problem like that. The next big hit he had was "Carefree Highway." Rainy Day People, and the other one was The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. When I was this was released in 1976, and that was about 12, yeah, 11 or 12, and it's like, what is this about? And it's about a boat that was sunk in Lake Superior on November 10th, 1975. So I had to do some history like that. But a lot of people like that song. It sounded kind of depressing, but it was very popular. So in the 80s, he had a few hits, not much in the 90s, but he still performed in concerts or in venues. He performed in the Auditorium Theater in Chicago in the 70s, I believe. I don't know where, I'm not sure where else he had performed. Um, not sure about that. But he was a great singer. He was wonderful. He really was. Okay. And it's a shame. He had battled a lot of health issues. So, but people still flock to see him. It doesn't matter. And he still sang the classics. He didn't mind doing that. Not at all. Okay. I didn't buy any albums of from him when I was growing up, but I do have his song. I have most of his songs on Apple Music on my computer. I listen all the time, and it's great 70s songs. Makes you feel good. Okay. Right now, I'll take a quick break, and I'll be right back. Thank you, everyone. Okay, everyone, I am back. Right now, I'm going to talk about past posts on my Facebook page. I don't have much, so I'll just breeze through it. So let's see. So here we go. The first post, this is from April 12th. It's a carton of Seal Test vanilla ice cream. Oh, when I saw this picture, it was gorgeous. Everyone misses this ice cream. And it's vanilla, and that's wonderful, like that. Oh, they miss it. A lot of people said to me, "Why don't you find something with Walgreens ice cream? Like in the old days." And I go, "Okay, I'll try to find it. It's not easy, like that." I used to see that when I was a kid. It was kind of cool. The second photo I have is the entrance to Carson Peary Scott and Company, the department store that was located at the Lincoln Mall in Madison, Illinois. And there was and also there was an entrance to a store called Printers Inc. and Delmler's Ice Cream Parlor. A lot of people remember this ice cream parlor because there was one located in Evergreen Park and at the Evergreen Park Plaza, the shopping center. And this is credited by the Madison Historical page. So that was kind of cool. A lot of people miss this mall, but it's torn down. It's gone. I think it's the 50th anniversary this year, I believe. So I will do a podcast episode about that. If it is, then I will do that. Okay. Next up, here's something I've totally forgot, but I do remember this. It's a box of laundry detergent from Sears, and it's called Sears Heavy Duty Laundry Detergent. I remember that because it was a very colorful box, and it was like 48 pounds. That's a big box. And according to some people that commented, it was a very good product. I don't know how long it was on the market, probably quite a while, but this box looks like it's from the 70s. So because it's very colorful, it was red and yellow, white and blue, and with the classic Sears logo, like that. Okay. Another one post I did was it's a menu from Mama Bat's Restaurant and Lounge that was located in 112 East Cermak Road in Chicago. And they served Jewish food. I think it's Jewish food like that, but it looked delicious. They had brisket, matzo ball soup. Oh, that sounds good. I like that. And a lot of people mentioned they missed that place. They used to go to the White Sox game. They stop off there or any event. And I don't know when it opened or closed. Maybe someday I'll talk about this restaurant, get some information like that. Okay, and let's see what else. I found a bonus coupon from Dispense's Kitty Kingdom. That's alongside Dispense's Castle of Toys. It was located in Oak Brook Terrace, Illinois. Now I hear the song in my head. So, kids are king, infectious song like that. Okay. Another post I did was I posted this old TV set. This one was Zenith black and white TV set. It looks just like the one I had in my bedroom. I had it in like the late 70s and 80s. And I showed the snow where, when some of the stations went off the air, after they sang the Pledge of not the Pledge of Allegiance, the Star Spangled Banner, like Channel 9 or other stations, But at the time, some of them were 24 hours a day. They started showing that. So maybe it was Channel 7, Channel 2, whatever. And when I saw this TV set, it brought me wonderful memories. I used to watch shows late at night when I was in college at DeVry. I watched David Letterman, Johnny Carson, David Letterman, sometimes an old movie, or NBC News Overnight. After that, where I couldn't sleep or I needed a break. It was so cozy when I'm in my bed watching TV, but it was black and white, which is kind of cool with the antenna like that. Okay. Next up, what do we have? Another vintage photo from Crocs and Bertano's bookstore that was located in 29 South Wabash. Oh, everyone's favorite bookstore they miss in Chicago. I wish it would come back. I love this store so much, and I miss it. Oh, I miss it so much, and so do other people. That was great. Next up, I found an ad. It was at Jewel Food Store. It was Salerno cookies. The odd thing about it is the cookies were on display, but there's no butter cookies. There were other kinds, like, for example, ice oatmeal, coconut crisp, almond windmill, assorted sugar wafers, royal stripes, and royal grams. Oh, I love royal stripes. That's my favorite. And also they had crackers on sale, unsalted top crackers and saltines like that. So you have a choice. That's a beautiful ad. The cookies are still made. So not the same, but they're still made. Okay, on April 22nd was a record store day, and I found a photo for the flip side. That was a record store. The first one was located at 3314 West Foster Avenue on the northwest side. Then it expanded, and then it opened other stores. But this one was kind of cool. This was like in the 70s. Excuse me. So that was in honor for Record Store Day. Okay. And a lot of people ask me, where is Rose Records? Why don't you post about Rose Records? Well, I did. I posted on my cover photo and got it. And this one was located on Ashland Avenue, North Ashland Avenue, like 3259, above Belmont Avenue. Which somebody told me used to be an A&P. I believe it was. So maybe I'll talk about Rose Records someday. We'll see about that. All right. Next up, I found this weird photo. Actually, it's kind of cool to me. It was at an A&P store, probably somewhere on Ashland Avenue in 1967, and there was a CTA bus, and it was a Route 9 Ashland bus, and there were these three men, and they were posing for Bond's Pickles. I never heard of this brand of pickles. And I thought it was a cool photo. It's really nice, with the old CTA bus and the A&P store. Oh, I miss that store so much. I really do. Okay, and next, let's see what else we got. Aha! I found a photo. Excuse me, of the grand opening of Marshall Field's department store. That was at the River Oaks Shopping Center in Calumet City. Oh, it's still there, but it's Macy's, and the photo was taken from October 6, 1966, and they had the vintage cars there in the parking lot. Oh, it's beautiful. It's in black and white. You can check it out if you like. And that was taken by the Chicago Daily News, another Van of Chicagoland item that disappeared. Like that. Let's see what else we got. Here's one I haven't posted for a long time. There was a shoe store called the Wild Pear, and they had several locations. I think there was one downtown, maybe Fort City Mall near my house. I think Evergreen Plaza, probably any mall in Chicago that had this. This was in the 70s, and they showed they sold boots and platform shoes, like in the disco era. It was kind of nice, like that. So this photo, the photo I posted on my page, I don't know where it's located. It could be anywhere in the United States. It's hard to find one in Chicago, like that. Okay, and the next photo I have is the Flying Turns, of course, at Riverview Park. And I mentioned the caption on the photo was, one of my favorite things to do if I'm in Chicago is post photos from Riverview Park, which is true. It makes people happy, makes me happy. It's just, I don't know, they miss this place so much. And even though I've never visited in my life, it's kind of nice, and I think a lot of people agree with me on this. They really do. That's why I went over there Sunday afternoon of the Riverview Park memorabilia and the moon. Next photo, I found from the 1950s, the Esquire Theater that was located at 58 East Oak Street. It's a very famous theater at the time. It was black and white, and it was cool. They had the 1950s cars there. It was there a long time. I don't know if it was torn down or it was just refurbished. I'm not sure, but it was a very popular theater at the time. Okay, and let's see what else. I think I got one more, and I should be done. I think that's it. Yep, that is it for that. Yeah, so that is it for the posts I posted on my Facebook page. Okay, so that's it for this show. I hope you enjoy it. I will do a recap. I talked about the Victoria Station restaurants, singer Gordon Lightfoot, and my past posts on Van Chicagoland Facebook page. I will do another podcast episode probably this weekend. We will see. This program will be published soon, this afternoon, and it'll be available wherever podcasts are available. I always say that. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. Just hit when you tap on the app, subscribe, and you will probably get a notification. Also, it'll be posted on my YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, that is, Van Chicagoland Stories. Also on my social media accounts, Facebook and Twitter, plus my website, vanchicagoland.blog. Okay. I'm sorry I'm rambling a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm glad I did this program. It was very informative and, jam-packed, just what I said in the beginning of the show. Okay. So this is Pete Costanis, your host for Van Chicagoland Stories. Thank you for joining me and listening to me. I had a wonderful time talking to you. Uh, so right now we'll close the show with Ray Rayner with a little traveling music saying bye bye bye. So here's bye bye for me. So take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye bye bye.